This is the first in a series of modules about productive tutoring techniques. You, the viewer, will have an opportunity to see actual tutors handling real tutoring situations. These scenes will benefit you the most if you take time to think about and discuss what you see. Throughout this module, this screen will appear as a prompt for reflection and discussion. So, just what is the role of the tutor? There are many. Let's look at a few.
Well, actually, the book that I was working out of, that I was looking at earlier, has some really, it breaks it down really well into different kinds of surfaces and how specifically to do each one. I'll give you it. It's really, really helpful. So you want to cross multiply so that y is over here with these y's and x is over here with these x's. How did you get from here to here?
Added 4 plus 4.
Okay, that's right. You have the square root of 8, but how did you get 2 times the square root of 8?
First and foremost, the tutor is a helper. The tutor's job is to help students to learn for themselves. To do that, the tutor must first get students to describe the problems they are having. Then, the tutor will suggest a course of action if the student is not able to do so. The tutor also helps to guide the sessions, as Kim does here.
Why don't you draw dollar arrows this time? Okay. So,
So let's try, what if we did this one?
okay.
The amount of direct control exerted by the tutor varies depending on the needs and characteristics of each student. In this scene, Marcia acts as guide and a sounding board as her student works through a problem.
So now you're going to find the muzzle velocity.
Okay. So now that I have the time it takes to get from here to here, I can use that time in my second one.
Exactly.
Okay. The change in x is 100 feet.
What's the x velocity? X acceleration.
Okay. Acceleration, x direction is 0.
Right.
And we want that.
Yep.
So let me see. I'm just thinking the same equation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Students are often uncertain what to do. Good tutors are ready to help, but they let the students do the work and don't interrupt them as long as they are making progress. In this session, notice how Charles carefully monitors the student's progress and she struggles with the problem.
Now graph it. Graph it and f of x on the same set of axes. Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, oops. You graph it by, you have the domain, so it wouldn't be like, that's 5, and it wouldn't be like that, would it? Like anything greater than 5?
Right. It's got to be less than 5, that's right.
Tutors are successful students, not experts. They are not responsible for knowing all the answers.
All right. No copper?
No.
Put you on the spot?
I think it's 65, but I can't remember.
I'll look it up.
But remember, you have a third degree polynomial.
Uh-huh.
So how many roots are you going to have?
3?
Yeah.
But I don't know how to pull those out.
I don't either. You can't just take a third degree polynomial and FOIL it out.
You just foil these
Because
two
it's
and
too
then foil that one
complicated. Well,
with it.
I think what we'd have to do is start with, what was it, synthetic division? To try that, to get one of the factors first. And then when you've got one factor.
If you're using synthetic division, what's your what's your divisor? Like, what would you divide by? Because you don't, 2?
Well, if I remember right,
Always
on
do it
this
with 1 or
example,
negative 1.
your teacher just started with 1 or negative 1. I don't remember which one it
think it
was.
was
And
negative
try.
1.
Tutors should not hesitate to tell students when they're not sure about a concept or problem step.
Oxygen has these 2 lone pairs, like it did up there, right? And that makes it has the ability to donate electrons.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore it's a base, right?
Well,
But, let's see.
hang on. See, this is where I get confused sometimes. Let's see, I'm trying to make sure that's right. See, this is getting into organic, and that's the stuff I'm doing now, so.
The tutor is never the sole resource for a student, but one of many available resources.
But we came to that by a different way.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a shorter
And
way to
that's
do
what's
it.
scary about it, because on the test, you know.
Yeah. If you can, I would catch her, grab her, and ask her about that, because I'm sure there's a shorter way to do it, and I just can't remember.
When in doubt, a good tutor always refers the student to the instructor or to other sources of assistance.
It's like partial there. This problem can't be that hard, though.
I don't see any way. I mean, I agree with you. Like, it seems way too hard.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we did everything according to, you know, how it should have been done.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think is just to stop and ask your teacher,
Yeah.
because I don't see any mistake we made. And like the answer in the book is like 16 pi or something like that.
Often, tutors will need to explain things to the student. Tutors use various techniques when they need to teach. These techniques, such as referring to the text, using visuals, and providing problem-solving tips, will be described in more detail in Modules 7 and 8. For now, watch Katie as she highlights the importance of a chart in the textbook by asking the student a question.
You want to know which way the reaction is going to go. So how are you going to figure out if it's going to be SN going to SN2 plus or SN2 plus going to SN? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
How are you supposed to figure that out? Just from, if you didn't have any other information.
I don't know.
Exactly. You wouldn't know how to do it. And the good thing about this chart is it tells you that all the things on this side are increasing in strength of oxidizing agents. Okay? So SN is here and cobalt is here.
Okay,
So which one is the stronger oxidizing agent?
SN. So the more positive the number, the stronger the oxidizing agent.
As tutorial center employees, tutors act as agents between their students and the tutorial center. During the semester, tutors should remind their students of their obligations and report any problems to the tutorial center. Sometimes misunderstandings occur regarding the frequency, time, or place of the tutoring sessions. Other problems may arise if the student comes unprepared, arrives late, or misses a session completely. Good communication between tutor and student can help to avoid such problems. Let's see some examples.
What else in this?
I think that's it, you know.
Okay.
That's all that I was trying to work through, basically.
Okay, do you know what all is going to be covered on your tests in Chapter
Not yet.
20? Just,
Maybe we can meet again this week.
okay. That's not a
You
problem.
got lots of stuff going on.
No, not really.
Sometimes the student will want to set up a tutoring session at a time different from the regular hour agreed upon earlier in the semester. Here, Marcia and her student check their schedules and find a mutually agreeable time.
So, you have a test on
Monday.
Right. Do you want to meet on the Monday afternoon time?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I get out of class at... I can meet at 2:30 if you want to. Or are you in
Okay,
class?
that's good.
At the conclusion of their session, Kim and her student find a time convenient to both of them for their next meeting.
I've got some problems to do with these reactions, and we can work on those next time. What's your schedule like next week? Do you want to meet before Thanksgiving?
I'd like to.
Do you have any time available on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Just
I work from 4 to 8, but like
Anytime between, I have a class from 2:30 to 4, and that's it. I have a 9:20 class, but in between there, I have nothing to do. So anytime between 9:30 and 2:30.
What about 9:30 to, or maybe 10 o'clock to 11? How would that be for you?
That's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Want to meet at the library?
Yeah, that's fine where we usually do.
Notice that both tutor and student immediately mark their calendars. The main roles of a tutor include that of a helper, a peer learner, a teacher, and a tutorial center employee. Tutors with additional questions about their roles and responsibilities should ask a tutorial center staff member.